All right, YouTube, so we're at it again. This is hashtag Just a Dad, aka K-Rider. And today we are working again on the Mazda Speed 6, affectionately known as Big Red Buddy. And so we are going to attempt to put this bad boy on there. And the only issue I have is that with everything else that I've gotten from Damon Motorsports, I've gotten instructions and I've gotten torque specs. The rear motor mount is the only one that they don't send anything with. So I'm gonna try and put it on. I sent them a message to see if they can send me the specs for the torque, but we'll see what happens. So stay tuned. Okay, so to take a peek under here, we're under the car right now. Here's the old mount right here, the original OEM. And so that's the one we're going to try and remove, and it looks like I got to remove that bolt right there, and perhaps these three right here. So let me find out what size bolts those are, and we'll get at it. So let's get started. All right, so here's motor mount. This is a rear motor mount that I just pulled out. And that one is, it's a task. It doesn't look like it's in horrible shape. Of course, I don't know what horrible shape would look like, but that's what it looks like. I've seen other videos where these rubber pieces are pretty bad. This one doesn't seem to be all cracked or anything, so. But here's a new one, just for comparison's sake. Considerably smaller. The holes obviously line up the same. It is smaller. However, it appears that this front section here is a little bit taller than this than the original one. The back side maybe about the same, but yeah. So we'll get working on it. Oh, also this the bolt that goes through this front side here is rather lengthy, and it takes a lot of ratcheting to get it out, so just bear that in mind. Alright, so I'm going to try and do this as clear and concise as possible. But the Desmond mount, the front end would not fit in this area here because it is just simply too wide. It's much wider than the well, not much wider, but it is considerably wider than the stock mount. So you got to loosen this plate here, and that's done easily by, well, I say easily, it's done by loosening this bolt here and this top one right here. The problem I ran into is that my breaker bar, because the head is so wide, and I'll show you that here in a little bit, it would not fit in here with the socket, and so I had to use my ratchet on this one. And what I ended up doing was putting the ratchet here so it would just simply hang. Actually, it would hang at an angle this way. And I took my breaker bar and I put it on top of it, and I wedged it against this portion here, and I managed to pull down. So it gave me a little bit of leverage, and I was finally able to break it loose. But that nut up here was extremely tight, so just be cognizant of that. So I'll continue on, and I'll show you the ratchet here in a second. Okay, I realized I said ratchet, but I really meant my breaker bar. Here's my breaker bar here, and it's from Harbor Freight, and I really do like this ratchet, or a breaker bar rather. It is a ratcheting breaker bar, which I like, but that head is rather large. You're talking about probably a little bit over 2 inches from here to here. And so when you add a socket, it was too big in order to get into the area I needed to. Other than that, I absolutely love this breaker bar. I paid, I think it was like maybe $21 at Harbor Freight, so I'm very pleased with it. But just be cognizant that if you have this breaker bar, if you're doing this job, it's going to be a task. So you just got to be a little creative. All right, so as you can see, the rear motor mount is in. However, I will say this. I'm not 100% sure that I did not cross thread that that bottom bolt right there, which is one of the main ones. You have that back one back here, and then that one. That's a really long bolt. And I'll be honest, I'm not sure if I cross-threaded it because it took forever to screw that thing in. It took forever to get the bolt in to begin with my wife helping me out, and me rocking the engine back and forth. So I'm not sure that's right, but we'll see. Okay, so I will say this. I do not think that this is a one-man job. This is something that you really want to have someone helping you out with. Preferably someone with a little bit of strength. Like I said, I was rocking that engine back and forth by myself. Eventually I turned around and I used my legs in order to leverage it enough, because lifting it by hand was just, it was a task. I don't wish that upon anybody. That's it's a tough job. So would I do that again? I would help someone possibly, but I certainly would not want to do it again on this car, or honestly on any car, but I would help my a friend or something. Anyhow, I am done for the day. That's 2 mounts done. Whether this one got done properly or not, I'm not sure. Time will tell. Like I said, I may have cross-threaded it, but it's in there, so we'll see. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.